Sure, Jay.
You know, Ed would send me down there on certain missions to look at something if his memory started to flag and didn't always happen. But in 1968 or 69, I knew the contractor that had done the first restoration there. His name was Jeff Wallen, and he and I were both in the hydro business together. So I had Jeff come by one day, and he told me the stories of what he found. And his first impression when he went in to replace the floors and the beams, as he went into the basement, and he said he looked in the basement and it looked like a forest for all the log timbers that were holding up different parts of the floor, just from one end to the other. There were probably 40 braces in the basement, and you know, I guess everybody remembers history in certain phases. You know, John really spoke, you know, for his time in the 80s or the 90s. You know, Ed had a memory that went back to the 1920s. He was very friendly with Mr. Marinsville. He was the CV superintendent. CV bought the site in the 20s, and when in fact at the time it was Frank Kennedy's hydro project, and so there was lots of stories about what happened between the 20s and when Ed was first, when Mr. Marinsville and CV approached Ed to buy the building that ended up in the 1960s. I know that before the weather vane firearm, after that, when the cotton mill was there was an eagle as the weather vane. And Ed, of course, when CV sold or decided that they were going to dismantle different parts of the mill, Ed made sure that he got the eagle. So someday maybe the eagle can find its home back again at what's now the Precision Museum. Anyways, there's lots of bits and pieces of the story. We have a trove of photographs from Ed's time. That would be from probably 1925, right on to the end. The appendages to the building that John talked about, you know, they're still viewable. The forest in the basement, we have pictures of that. So it's interesting how histories get or are used to put things back together. So
It would be great, Jay, at some point we can scan some of those pictures to fill in the gaps in our history here.
Jay, I just moved you to panelist. So if you disappeared for a moment, that was why. We're so excited to hear from you.
Hi, Liza, do you have a question?
I did. I just was wondering about the weather vane. I got the part that it is a firearm, but not what make or model. And is it actually that specific?
It is very, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it is that specific. If you look at it with magnification, it's remarkably detailed. There's sort of a knob on the butt plate that doesn't belong there, but aside from that, as far as I could tell, it's quite accurate. And it's the model of 1841, the model that this building was built to produce.
Okay, so here's my next question. How do we get the interns next year to make little keychains with that on it?
Ah, there you go.
There's a good opportunity for us. It's a Mississippi rifle, John? Is that what the full term is? 1841 pattern Mississippi?
Well, Mississippi actually is a nickname because a Mississippi regiment used it, and they used it with distinction. So after that, it was called Mississippi rifle.
Yep. And we have a original here, don't we, in our collection?
At least one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other? Lisa Yordi,
Hi.
do you have a question?
No, I don't right now.
Okay,
It's fascinating. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
yep,
I
good.
I have a
Yes.
question. I have a question, I think. Is the water wheel just on the other side of the building? Is it still on the building and functional?
No, no longer. The
Okay.
wheel pit is still in the basement of the building with some of the superstructure that held it in place is still
Okay.
there, but the wheel itself is gone. We do have internal, within the museum now, a working, pretty much a scale model of the water wheel that was just provided by a company called Mastercam and Haas. And
I
it's
know
a
them.
working model.
Sure, I know them very well. It's very interesting. Did the water wheel drive the flywheel, the 10-foot flywheel, or was that a separate mechanical?
Oh,
Kinetic energy.
that was not part of this building. It was made at the same time as we got our first steam engine here, because, well, the reason that the steam engine came in 1849 is that's when the railroad came. So it could be delivered and the coal could be delivered. But no, they're not related to each other.
That's great. This is a very exciting presentation, guys. All of you. I was in the machine tool business, a great friend of Lee Morris and Diane's and others.
Oh, that's great.
So you can imagine how much I appreciate what you're doing with the museum.
Yeah, we're striving. Look forward to the opening in May of 2021 to exciting new displays and exhibits.
Yeah,
Barbara's
great.
got a question for us too.
Excuse me, Alice?
I see, yeah, Barbara has her hand raised, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, Barbara, sure. You there, Barbara? Okay.
Well, if anyone would like to send a question in the chat, you're most welcome to, or if you think of a question you'd like to send us later, you may. I think we've learned about how to do this.
Yep.
So we may do it again with fewer glitches.
As I explained to the executive committee, this is sort of the toe in the water presentation. This is the first one. We'll work out some of the technical glitches as we go along, but we hope to be hosting one of these at least one a month with different aspects of the museum. So I hope you'll join us again. Barbara, we'll give you one more chance. Are you out there? Do you have a question? No? Okay, Alice, I'll turn it back to you now.
All right. I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. I apologize for any technical glitches. I think on the whole, there were a couple, but not too shabby. So I agree with Steve. We'll be doing this again sometime. But please feel free to send suggestions for topics you'd like to hear from.
Yep,
Right,
and that can
John?
come.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to give them your email address, Alice?
Yes, please feel free to send it directly to me, acable, that's C-A-B-L-E, like cable TV, at americanprecision.org. And I'll put it in the chat.
Yep. And if you want to see more of videos that we have, please go right out to our website at americanprecision.org.
Ooh, behind the
Oh, wait a
scenes
minute.
tours is a request that we have.
I see a question and from Liza. I want BTS tours.
That's behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the scene tours. Yes. We're going to have more of those in next year for sure.
I mean, it would be great to do them this way.
Yes, that's part of the plan.
Okay.
See, you can even do the spooky basement.
Yes,
Yep, the
I
spooky
think the
basement.
spooky
There you
basement would
go.
be brilliant.
Spooky basement, and we'll get Jay to give us some of those pictures of the basement early on, and that'd be really good.
Thank you very much. This was fun.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays all. Stay
Yes.
well.
Yep, everybody. That's true. Everybody have a great holiday season.
Guys,
Take care now.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.